Hello folks, Sam Owens here with another great product from VEVOR. This is a 8-foot by 10-foot room divider. It goes just a few inches from the ceiling, and it's got a panel, and they come in different colors that go all the way down to about an inch or so off the floor, and it's rolling. But I took it out of the shipping box, and the case, all of the parts are in the case like if you're going to transport it. Right now, I could take off, and maybe it's for a demonstration in a location that you want to have a background or a wall off something. So it's portable, and I went ahead and put all of the parts in the bag so you can see how it will be when you want to store yours. So let's go. Now right here at the bottom is your hardware, and right here are the main feet, and here is your panel. This is 10 foot by 8 foot, and we'll just put it over to the side right now. 4 poles that are labeled A1, A2, A3, and A4. Here we go. And this is A3. We have 2 B1s. There is a B1. And here's another B1. And here is the B2. And those go together. B1 goes to B2. And there's one for each. We'll have 4 locking wheels that will keep it. You can roll it, but you can also keep it from rolling. And you have 2 little bags of hardware here. And you have a tool in here, an Allen tool, right there, that's going to be used for the screws. You are going to need a Phillips screwdriver number 2 to screw some of the little screws. You get these angles, and these are for the top and bottom horizontal rails. Each one, there's 2 of them goes on the top one and 2 on the bottom. This hardware here, and these are going to connect the, let's put them right here. These are going to connect those A's to the B, right here. And then these are the screws that are going to go there. And then these are going to connect the wheels to these areas right here. And you get an extra one. And then these little screws right here that take a Phillips are going to screw into here, into the B and A. This is what connects A to B. And you got all these little screws. And then these are going to connect right here. The vertical B's are going to get connected. So that's the basic assembly. I want to take a moment to let you know that if you're going to assemble this, remember it's just 8 feet tall, just shy of 8 feet, and it's 10 foot wide. So it's a large structure, and if there's a ceiling fan up above, it is not going to clear that ceiling fan. So before you assemble it, you need to have it in the room that you're going to use it, because it being 8 feet, it is not going to go through any doorway. So keep that in mind. You can't assemble it in the garage and then bring it in the house, because it won't fit through the door. So keep that in mind. I'm going to assemble mine right here in this area, and I'm going to assemble it vertically, build it from the floor up, and you'll see the process that I'm going to use. I have no place to really lay it out flat on the floor, and it's going to twist and all that. So you're going to see how I'm going to approach assembling this in the space that I have right here. All right, the first step we're going to do is we're going to assemble the wheels to the base. And we do that just by taking this and these little acorn nuts, screw them down. I'll get a wrench and tighten them up. The wrench didn't come with the kit, so I'll have to get one. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the B hole, which is this particular one. There's a B2 is on the bottom, and if you'll notice, B2 has a screw slot in the bottom, which is going to go through here, and you're going to use this screw, the little short one, to go right up in here and screw into it. Now you can just twist the rail here like that if you want to do it easy. Now don't tighten it up real tight because we have to line these holes up, and then we'll do a final adjustment later on. So be careful when you got chandelier. Okay, so that's one thing that I want, and I'm going to let this one be over here. Okay, so that's B2. We want B2 for this one also, which is going to be right here. Again, there, and I can just put this right in here. Move this to align these holes up later. Okay, so that one is there. Okay, now we're going to connect, and I'm going to have to do this on the floor. Okay, now carefully I'm going to line this up. This is going to be one over here, and I'm going to have A4 in here. A4 will be right here, and if you'll notice, there's a hole in the bottom, and we take one of these and we put it right here with a screw on this side onto this little saddle, and the saddle goes like that. And then we're going to take this and stick it into there and twist it. I can just twist this until it gets just a slight little bit tight, and then actually this would be nice to get her easier to get it tight, and just tighten this up. There, here's A3, and I want this end of A3, the one with the screw slot. And then what I can do is I get one of these and a screw right here, making sure I don't tear my chandelier down. Okay, and then I put this on with the curved side toward B, and then I just push this in here and twist it, holding the screw. And then get my tool, and now I can come over here and kind of tighten it up. I'm going to put this on the floor, and it'll be much easier to deal with. I'm doing this mostly to show you how it can be done. And you don't want it tight because we have to screw these two A3 and 4 together. Okay, now I put this down here, and it'll stay there. And this one, I'm going to have to put it over here. I shouldn't have these so tight that I can't join these two together. This is A3 and 4, and they will just screw right together. Okay, now I can take my tool, go over here, and tighten this one. And you want these tight, and you want them right in line. Oh, also before you tighten them up, there is a hole right here and a hole on the other end right there. They need to be up. This is where the brackets are going to fit, right here, and there's going to be a hole on the vertical that all need to be aligned. And that's the next thing we're going to put on. Okay, before you get everything tightened, like I pointed out, there's a hole here and a hole up there. And these will line up on those. And we want to take these little small machine screws and put these in. And I'm going to put my clutch down. It's going to strip it out. Okay. I'll come back and tighten them up later. And so that's why you don't want everything tight until you line these up. Let's go to the other side and we'll put that brace on. Okay, when I assemble this, I put it with this hole that matches up for here. It's on the other side, so I got to take this out and turn this around. So look at that when you're putting this pole in. Remember, you're going to put an angle bracket right there. This is B1. B1 is going to attach here all the way. You see it almost within an inch of being to the top. And now one important thing we're going to do is on B1, on both sides, there is a hole at the top, and then there's one of these little holes for the bracket. We want that facing in. So if you put it like that, it's going to be wrong and you have to turn it around. Now we're going to put the top bracket on here, which is going to connect to A going across right here. Screw's going to go there, and then A is going to sit up in there, and there's another screw that's going to connect to A. So let's get this done on both of these. I'm by myself, and that's why I'm doing it like this. Okay, there's one B. And you can tell B1 has got the finished top. And here again, there's the little hole. I want to put my bracket in that. And I will tighten all of this later. And now, this will give us something to support our A on while we're putting it together, because I can't be on both sides at the same time. So this is going to give me a support, and I'll show you how I'm going to handle that. Now what we want to do is screw both of these in. So I put it up here, and it goes almost to the top, and then I just screw this in. And I want those little brackets facing in, just like that one. Perfect. And it is facing into it. And now we're going to go over to the other side. This here. You see why you can't have any ceiling fans in the way, because you cannot roll this past ceiling fans. If you'll see how big it is, it's a room divider. You almost got to put it where you're going to have it sitting. Now, we've got a place to hang our A1 and A2, which are going to be joined together. And then the curtain is going to be threaded in and out through the little holes or grommets right here. So this is doubled, so you're going to have to spread it all out. It's 10 feet long. I'm going to use one of those little plastic curved cups and a screw and put this into B on this side. I'm going to do it first. Now I'm going to need a ladder because it's up higher than I can reach. Okay, now I'm taking A1, which this end right here is going to screw into there with the bolt and the little plastic coupler. Okay, first thing I got to do though is get this going. This is going to be the end over here, and I'm going, since this is going to be, I'm going to put it in through here because this is the end that's going to go up there, and I'm starting right here, and you alternate back and forth. So just sit down and get this done, and you can see how you just got to flip it. There's no easy way, and it's just back and forth. And you can just kind of tip it down and just keep on going until you got the whole thing done. I think you can see, after you get going, you can see you can kind of move right along, and I'm at the end right there. So now I'm going to pull this down to this end, and you notice I got it all, and look at it, make sure you got all the pleats in the correct position. I've got to have this little hole has got to be down to mount a screw into that area there. So I've got to do all that on the ladder holding this, and I want all this weight over. And once I get it up there and hold in place, I'm going to try to let this hold the weight out, and then I can do the other end. And there's that little screw hole that I told you about. It's going to be facing down, and I'm going to put this over here, put this in there, and hold it. And now I take the screw right through the hole and then tighten it up a little bit. I don't have to be all the way tight. Making sure that I have the, well, I can twist it if I need to. So you can pull it and make sure you got the hole down. Yep, right there. And if you lift up, you can do this with your hand, and right there, it's going to hold it. Now what I can do is to support this, I'm just going to move this around like this, all the way around, so that all this weight is holding this vertical, like that. Okay. Here. Use something like this to kind of tie it up. This is if you're by yourself. You can see the advantage of having someone to help you. It can make this a little easier. Okay, right there. Now I'm ready to go to the other side because that's supported up there, and I still have to put the screw in, and I better go ahead and do that at this point since I got it in that position. And I can pull this back just a little bit in order to get to it, and I can see it. I can see the screw hole. And I'll tighten them all up later, but right now that's perfect. Now we have A1, yep, is going to go on the other end, and I'm going to join the two together by screwing them in. And again, I have a small hole for the bracket up there. I've got the little plastic bracket, the screw, and I'm ready to get these supported, and I'm being careful. And what I'm going to do is line this up and screw these together right here. See, you can do this by yourself, but you got to plan a little bit. And now I'm looking for the little screw hole, and there it is. It's under there, and I tighten up on it. And now this is going to go up there. And see, I can sit it there until I can get this in place. Sorry for my arm, but there. Okay. see. Then I'm going to go around and tighten everything up. Okay. All right. And then put your screwdriver or your tool, Allen tool, underneath here and really crank down. Making sure you got a 90 degree there, and that'll do it. And then do this and do the other side. Now we're going to put it in position right here and make this living room a temporary bedroom. The couch and our guests will be able to have their privacy as we go in the evening to go to the kitchen to get a drink or something. Okay, now we're going to pull this along. Let's see, I'm gonna put it over this way. And let this be the outside. Okay, there we go. And you can adjust the pleats up for the spacing you might want. Okay, and that's pretty much how that's going to work. Is that cool? Okay, now I'm going to pull this back so that you can see it in the position that I'm going to store it in. Is right over here. I'm going to move this over. And let's see if I have these locked or those little catches have to be down and they're unlocked. No, they got to be up, and they will roll. The little lock tab has to be up, and I'm pulling them so that it'll roll nicely. All right. Now, this can roll right into position like this. And you see, it can go right up here against the wall, pretty good. Right like that. Okay. Now that should go just like that. Okay. Now, what you have is a way of pulling this, and you can go in. And now I'm going to take you into the bedroom. Let's go. Through the opening there. We're just going to walk through. Okay. All right, you can see how that goes over there. And how we've got it down there. And you do have to step over it. You see the chair is kind of in the way from going around that way. So you would, this is a temporary thing. And then let's put it over here and let you see that you've got a private temporary bedroom. And that goes all the way to the ceiling. And look, just about 2 inches from the floor. And now I can pull this over and we have a bedroom with full privacy that the kitchen can be used, and we have our room here. And then when the guests are gone, what I do is just disassemble that. It's not very hard to do. I just reverse the procedure I used and put it in the bag, and I'm ready to go. Okay, folks, I think this is going to be great. There's a lot of uses for this other than just what I'm showing. This is just one demonstration of a use, a practical use. So I want to thank you very much for watching my video.